So some of the biggest Bitcoin news of the year just dropped, and no, it's not Trump announcing that we're going to be buying more Bitcoin for the reserve. Effective immediately, the US government is moving to count cryptocurrency, mostly Bitcoin, as an asset for mortgage qualification. This changes everything. On June 25th, 2025, you can see right here, which is today, Will Pulte, director of the U.S. Federal Housing Finance Agency, signed and issued order number 2025-360. In plain English, he just ordered Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, the government-backed mortgage giants who guarantee nearly 70% of the U.S. housing market, to start preparing to count crypto as an asset in their risk models for single-family mortgages. Now, the reason I say mostly Bitcoin is because obviously it is the first and foremost largest asset in this space. But more importantly, the market, now more than ever, is deciding that Bitcoin and stablecoins are the only worthwhile things considered digital assets. So Bitcoin as an asset on the U.S. mortgage balance sheet. Until now, your Bitcoin didn't count unless you liquidated it into cash. Now the government just said, if you own Bitcoin, you don't have to sell it to buy that house, essentially. This is monumental, not just for home buyers, but for Bitcoin's role in the U.S. financial system. And here's why. And Matt Cole put this very well on X. Number one is that it makes it significantly easier for Bitcoin holders to qualify for mortgages without selling their Bitcoin. And number two, and this is one that not a lot of people are thinking about, it means that the U.S. government is now indirectly taking Bitcoin risk onto its balance sheet because Fannie and Freddie mortgage guarantees are backed implicitly by the taxpayer. So let that sink in. The same government that once called Bitcoin shadow money is now validating it as a real asset class in America's most important credit market. So this is the moment when Bitcoin and residential real estate finally collide. Two of the most important forms of American wealth, those being your home and your Bitcoin, however much you have. And now for the first time, you don't have to choose. You can keep your Bitcoin and still get that house. That impossible trade-off, either sell Bitcoin to qualify or miss out on buying a home, is being dismantled at the margin, and eventually that trade-off will disappear. So let's talk math. According to a report by River, nearly 50 million Americans own Bitcoin. That's about 14.3% of the US population. Americans are more likely to own Bitcoin than citizens of any other major developed country. And now for the first time in history, those 50 million Americans can use their Bitcoin to help qualify for a mortgage. No taxable sale, no liquidation, just Bitcoin on a US regulated exchange. That means millions of Americans now have a direct on-ramp from their Bitcoin reserves into homeownership without triggering a taxable sale or dumping their long-term asset. And more importantly, it means Bitcoin is being mainstreamed as collateral in the most conservative part of the U.S. financial system. This marks a major step in President Trump's plan to make America the Bitcoin capital of the world. And this isn't just a press release, it is now policy. By allowing Bitcoin to be counted as an asset during mortgage qualification, the U.S. government is beginning to treat it like a mainstream financial asset, on par with stocks, bonds, and cash. The future of finance is very clear. Bitcoin is becoming part of the system. And now that Bitcoin you've been stacking can help you own your dream home without ever having to sell it. The system is shifting and Bitcoin is stepping in. Thank you so much for watching. That's all for today's video. If you enjoyed, make sure to like and repost so more people can see this. And of course, check out Horizon, our very own Bitcoin real estate company that allows you to stack Bitcoin using home equity. You can check it out at joinhorizon.com or just scan the QR code right there. That's all for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. I'll talk to you soon.